We have new details tonight in two Central Lubbock gunfights earlier this month. This is a follow-up to the arrest we first told you about yesterday at 6.
New court documents reveal police were first called to a restaurant near 34th and Avenue S on August 6th for a shooting. Witnesses told officers 21-year-old Ethan Flores and his girlfriend were in their car when 18-year-old TJ Aguilar pulled up next to them and began taunting them with a gun. The document outlines allegations of both men driving away and shooting at each other. Flores' girlfriend, whose name has not been released, was hit in the head. Officers eventually responded to 20th and Avenue K, which you're seeing here, and found Aguilar with a gunshot wound to his face.
Both Aguilar and Flores are charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Aguilar remains in the hospital but is in custody. Flores is in the Lubbock County Detention Center.